Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have the HUAWEI FreeBuds 6. Let's get started. These are Huawei's open-fit nose phones with several innovations. First, their price and availability in Mexico. They're launched at 3,999 pesos. They include loss care, insurance for loss within 12 months, allowing replacement by paying 50%. This is at the time of the recording of this video in Mexico. Obviously, it may vary with the passage of time and also vary in other countries. And now, let me explain what is included in the box. Besides the obvious items like the case and headphones, it also contains a USB-C cable, a quick guide, and some basic information. Interestingly, in this case, it includes 2 pairs of silicone earpads to enhance grip. While these are not strictly necessary, you might find them useful if you feel that the experience is more comfortable or if you want to ensure the headphones are more secure. You could choose to use them if you think it improves your experience. Let's proceed to discuss the design, which comes in 3 different colors: purple, black, and white. Obviously, they are designed to stand out with a curved, elegant, and ergonomic shape. In fact, based on Huawei's information, these were created from studies of over 10,000 ear models to ensure they are very comfortable. They definitely appear quite stylish. Recently, Huawei has been concentrating a lot on this kind of accessories, such as their watches, headphones, and more, emphasizing not only functionality but also style. The earbuds are not only technological accessories, but they can also become fashion accessories, so they look very nice. In this particular instance, each earbud is 9% lighter and 12% smaller compared to the previous generation. They weigh approximately 4.9 grams. They continue to have this somewhat teardrop-shaped design, which is quite interesting. The charging pins are silver, which in my opinion adds a much more premium feel compared to the typical gold ones. Also, you will notice an internal sensor that detects when you put on or remove the earbuds. For playback, there are microphones, which we'll discuss later. The case weighs 40.7 grams, made of polycarbonate, includes a 4-color indicator and a USB-C port for charging, plus wireless charging support. Its dimensions are 66.2 x 49.9 x 26 millimeters, and only the earphones have IP54 resistance. The case is in water or splash proof. On the right side, there is a button that is somewhat hidden, yet it assists you in reconnecting the headphones with greater ease, which is always appreciated. Additionally, as an interesting detail, on the back of the case, you will find the Huawei sound symbol. It is important to note that this marks the first instance of this technology appearing in open-format headphones from a manufacturer. Now let's discuss the controls in detail. They are completely tactile and can be customized directly from within the live application. By swiping either up or down, you can easily adjust the volume, which is quite impressive because usually in headphones of this type, we don't find such a variety of controls. Furthermore, if you press and hold, you have the ability to reject incoming calls, enable or disable the noise cancellation feature, or even call upon the voice assistant. Curiously, these headphones let you nod to answer calls. Shake your head to dismiss that call. In my opinion, it's quite a handy control for those situations where you might be working out and unexpectedly a call comes through. However, I believe it would be even more beneficial if the headset could actually inform you of who is calling, allowing you to decide whether to take the call or just reject it. But currently, it only plays the ringtone, interrupting your music. But let's return to the controls. By default, with 2 taps on either of the headphones, we can play or pause our content. And with 3 taps, we can skip to the next song. However, through the application, it can be configured so that you can also go back to the previous song, activate the voice assistant, or use some other tools. Of course, you can also configure how you want them to behave when answering or rejecting calls. So, in terms of controls, the truth is that it's quite comprehensive. For instance, if you have the option to both play and pause simultaneously, to go to the previous song on the left side and the next song on the right, and also manage the volume, then you truly have everything necessary for a great experience. Although it initially comes with a simpler setup by default, through the application, you can indeed achieve a much more complete and satisfying experience. Now, let's discuss the sound quality, as these FreeBuds 6 truly stand out here. They are Huawei's first open-fit headphones offering high-resolution lossless audio. These headphones can stream audio at a rate of 220 megabits per second in formats reaching up to 48 kHz with a resolution of 24 bits. Utilizing the LHC codec, this feature is exclusive to the latest Huawei devices that have MUI version 15 or higher. However, if you don't own Huawei cell phones, that's not an issue, and you can still use them. although you won't experience the top resolution and the best quality available. In this instance, we will discover the dual driver featuring an 11-minute dynamic driver that delivers exceptionally powerful bass, enhanced by a Huawei technology known as Basturbo 2.0. Additionally, it includes another UHF planar driver, which provides more defined treble and improves the response for high frequencies. The sound quality is truly impressive. Typically, in headphones of this open fit style, the power of the bass frequencies tends to fall quite short because it lacks. The isolation pads boost the bass powerfully. In this situation, I was genuinely surprised by how excellent the bass frequencies sound. Moreover, as I had anticipated, they incorporate Huawei sound technology. This technology includes a series of pre-configured effects like preset, bass amplification, treble amplification, symphony voices, and hi-fi live. Additionally, there are two other equalization modes expertly tuned by specialists from the Central Conservatory of Music in Beijing, known as Class and Balanced. So, in addition to all of these available equalization presets, you can also set up a 10-band custom equalizer, all from within the AI Live app. And also, if you're using a compatible Huawei phone, you can enjoy the spatial audio feature that also offers you different environments such as theater, cinema, and concert hall, with the possibility to choose between fixed position or head tracking, so you can perceive that the audio is coming from different places. This is a feature that is available only on Huawei smartphones. And lastly, in this block, these headphones automatically adjust. Sound. There is this adaptive volume feature that will enable you in noisier surroundings to automatically increase the volume. Then, when the noise lessens, the volume of your hearing aids will adjust accordingly. You have the option to turn this feature on or off through the app. Additionally, they come with a feature known as the triple adaptive equalizer, which continuously operates in the background. This means you don't need to manually activate or deactivate it. This function will additionally be capable of detecting the shape of your ear and the position of each earphone, adapting the sound using artificial intelligence algorithms. This ensures that we experience an incredibly pleasant sound quality in any environment. In this scenario, they support SPC, AAC, LHC40, and LDAC codecs. However, we notice the absence of support for LHTC or aptX codecs. So, while they do not offer the complete catalog, they do provide access to high-resolution codecs. Of course, the LHC40 codec is exclusive to Huawei, and it is the one with which you will be able to enjoy the highest audio resolution available. However, if you don't own a Huawei, you can still have another cell phone with LDAC and you will still be able to enjoy high-resolution audio. And if your phone doesn't have LDAC either, well, you will have to use AAC, which is the most basic codec available. But even when using AAC, the audio will be of good quality, it just won't be perceived as clear. Interestingly, even though they are open format headphones, they actually come with active noise cancellation. However, this feature is quite basic. It won't completely isolate you from outside sounds, but it will help to somewhat reduce the ambient noise around you. And this can be very useful, for instance, when you're in an office or using public transportation. I must emphasize, though, that they only slightly diminish the ambient noise, allowing you to enjoy your music a bit more. They don't provide the same level of isolation as closed format headphones do. In this particular scenario, there are 3 distinct modes of dynamic noise cancellation that are included. These modes have the capability to automatically adjust to suit your comfortable environment. They are perfect for environments that are quieter, and they generally provide an intermediate level of noise cancellation. Therefore, when it comes to sound quality, they are truly spectacular. The noise cancellation feature is certainly appreciated as an extra benefit. However, it is quite clear that if you desire a higher level of noise cancellation, you will need to opt for headphones with a closed format design. About the microphones, they have an internal conduction mic, which, with external mics and AI algorithms, provides effective noise cancellation during calls, even in noisy places. The manufacturer claims it works well in environments up to 95 decibels. How about we test it? You're currently hearing audio from these headphones in a quiet setting. Next, you'll hear the ambient noise I'll be in, followed by the headphone microphones working simultaneously with this noise.
Ahora estás escuchando el audio de estos micrófonos. Yo estoy hablando a un volumen normal en este entorno ruidoso.
Well, in this noisy environment. Now, I'm going to conduct an extreme test by increasing the noise to a very high level.
Y este sería el resultado. Yo estoy hablando en un volumen normal, ni siquiera estoy hablando muy fuerte. Ahora estoy hablando fuerte para tratar de que me escuches porque el ruido es demasiado intenso y me parece que se está captando bien el audio.
Is capturing well. Honestly, the performance of the microphones has been exceptionally good. Trust me, the last test was extreme, with very loud noise, and I believe they managed to cancel it quite dramatically. They reduce wind noise for clear outdoor calls. As for the battery, we will experience decent usage times. While not the most outstanding, it strikes a good balance between being compact and offering solid autonomy. Each earbud has a capacity of 39.5 mAh, and the case holds 510 mAh. As per the manufacturer's details, when you use the volume set at 50%, if you prioritize sound quality, meaning using a high-resolution codec, you will get 5 hours of playback with noise cancellation turned off. This can extend up to 32 hours when using the case. If you activate noise cancellation, you can enjoy up to 4 hours of playback with the headphones, which can be extended to a total of 24 hours when using the case. However, if you choose to utilize simpler codecs to prioritize the stability of your connection, you will have 6 hours of playback without noise cancellation. This duration can be extended to 36 hours when using the case. With noise cancellation turned on, the playback time would be 4.5 hours, which can be extended to 27 hours using the case. As you can observe, generally speaking, it is quite sufficient to have a decent autonomy, allowing you to listen to music for multiple days, even when you are listening during your daily commute. When it comes to charging, you will notice that it takes about 45 minutes, whereas wireless charging might take up to 150 minutes, as stated by the manufacturer. However, if you find yourself pressed for time with only 5 minutes of charging, you could enjoy 2.5 hours of playback thanks to the amazing supercharged technology. So, in my opinion, when it comes to battery performance and the charging process, I believe it's actually quite good overall. Now, let's discuss connectivity and compatibility. These headphones use Bluetooth 5.2, offering multi-device connection without. The live application can be managed through the live application. This means that they can be simultaneously connected to my computer, my tablet, and my cell phone. For instance, if I'm working and listening to music on my tablet and then suddenly a call comes in on my cell phone, it will automatically switch over. This happens without needing to do anything extra, ensuring a seamless experience. Additionally, keep in mind that these are compatible with Android, iOS, Huawei devices, and computers. However, there's an important detail to note. On Android, the live application isn't available on the Play Store. This means that users who might not be very experienced could face some difficulties when trying to install it. It's not impossible to do or anything like that, but let's just say it requires quite a few more steps and touches than usual. Even though the application is not essential for their operation, you can still use the headphones with any operating system without needing to install the app. However, with the app, you can definitely enhance the experience by configuring them in greater detail. Additionally, through the app, you also have the option to make the hearing aids ring if you happen to drop them and can't locate them, which you find them more easily. Finally, let's move on to the latency test to evaluate the performance in this area. We'll start by showing a test with Huawei, where we expect to have the best experience and where, by the way, the latency is managed completely automatically. After that, we will proceed to see a test with an iPhone, where the low latency mode needs to be activated manually. Lastly, we'll conduct a test on an Android device, where the same manual activation is required. Of course, the latency can vary greatly depending on the devices, but as you can see, Huawei devices offer the best experience. For now, that's all about these headphones. I definitely think they are excellent, so I doubt you'll regret purchasing them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to let us know, and we'll see you next time.